ASCE's much-awaited infrastructure report card. This comes out every 4 years. Well, that shows that U.S. roads got a D+. A D+. Aviation facilities also got a D+. Bridges, a little bit better, they got a C, and the overall grade for U.S. infrastructure came in at a C. Now, as underwhelming as a C might look, it's actually an improvement over the C- in 2021 and the D+ in 2017. Andrew Anagnost is the CEO of engineering and construction software solutions giant Autodesk, and he says AI is desperately needed to fix U.S. infrastructure before it is too late. He joins us now in a Fox Business exclusive. Andrew, welcome. I'm what you call a bridge and tunnel girl.
Thank you.
I live in New Jersey. I work in New York City, so I am all too familiar with, I don't know, tiles coming off the ceiling of the Lincoln Tunnel,
yes.
Emergency repairs on the GW Bridge, potholes that would break your rib if you go over them. How can AI and the way you're using it actually fix not just this mess, but the mess that many states are dealing with right now?
Yeah, so Liz, thanks for having me. First off, let me just remind you who Autodesk is. If somebody's built something, if it's a bridge, if it's a building, if it's the car that goes over the bridge, if it's the airplane that flies over it, if it's the machines inside the building, Autodesk software was used to design and make it. That's why we're here to talk about these things. And you're right, the headline right now is the C, the big C grade that we're getting in the United States. And to kind of put that a little bit more in perspective, Liz, there's about a $684 billion backlog in road repairs. It's almost $200 billion in bridge repairs and bridge upgrades. That's a huge amount. So there's two things we have to tackle here. One, that's too much damn money to fix that stuff. So we have to drive the cost down and insert productivity into these industries, these construction industries. This is the least digitized industry in the world, construction, infrastructure construction. They have huge productivity bottlenecks. They have a huge capacity gap. They don't have enough money, materials, people to build and rebuild things. They desperately need productivity to drive those numbers down and start increasing the throughput on those projects. That's where we come in. Productivity is what we deliver through advanced cloud-based solutions, and yes, through AI.
I'm thinking about the cost that you just referenced. So the Americans, as we said, the civil engineers group indicated their price tag to get everything up to speed in this country, $9 trillion. I don't know who they're kidding. I mean, you've got a Trump administration right now that's trying to cut and really struggling to cut even $1.5 trillion. So, I mean, it's just absolutely insane, these numbers that are thrown out. So how does AI cut the cost?
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. Those numbers are unobtainium. We cannot actually deal with that kind of number. So let me give you some examples, all right? First off, people have to prioritize better. So I'll give you an example of what we did with the municipality in San Marcos, Texas. This is one of the parts of the country that are really subject to flooding challenges, lots of flooding issues. And what we help them do is use AI to look at the flood profile over 20, 30, maybe even 40 years and ask themselves, where do I really need to start? So right up front, early in the process, we help them understand, where should I really be spending my dollars versus this, oh my gosh, I've got $300 million that I have to do. Let's focus on the $50 million that makes the biggest difference. I'll give you another example. We've been working with the Indiana Department of Transportation. And one of the things we help them do is deploy cloud-based solutions to connect all of the various pieces of the process together, the communications, the paperwork, the information. And what we do is we use AI in process to make sure the right information gets to the right people at the right time. So as the project's getting executed, it's executed more efficiently. This is why it is so important to modernize both these municipalities and these departments of transportation and get them on really advanced digital infrastructure. They need it. They need to spend as much in the world of infrastructure on IT and technology as they do in manufacturing today. And the gap is huge right now.
Andrew, I sense your enthusiasm, and you're convincing me, definitely. You're not convincing an activist investor, Starboard. Twice now, last year and then in January, they have come in and said, you know what, we are taking, I think it's like a $500 million stake. Meantime, your market cap is more like 56 billion. So I don't know how, it doesn't seem like that much, but they say that your margins, that you guys spend too much and your margins aren't wide enough. So where does that stand? They particularly have taken aim at you, and they want to change the board. I mean, how do you see this? Have you talked to them? And I know that you are very fastidious about board refreshment, that you refresh your board as well. But tell me exactly where that
Liz,
stands.
It's a great question. We engage with all our investors actively, and we've engaged with Starboard actively, and we've reached out to them on numerous things. Here's the funny thing here, because we agree with them. We know our margins need to be better. Matter of fact, a year and a half ago, when we began this journey of changing the way we interacted with our partners from buy-sell models to basically commission or agency models, we built out plans to do exactly that we're executing on now. So we're delivering the free cash flow buildup we said we would, and we're delivering the optimizations that lead to the margin expansion. So we actually agree with them. And we opened up the tent with Starboard to come in and work with us on one of our latest board refreshes. They chose not to. They've chosen to take a different path. But the fundamental thing here is we listen to all our investors. We've talked to all of them. And we fundamentally agree that Autodesk needs better margins. And we've already been working on it. And we intend to keep working on it.
Well, I just want you to know we're showing your stock since, and I noticed this last May, and it is up 28% since then. I mean, we've had a little bit of a sell-off here, but I mean,
and that is because of the delivery of free cash flow buildup that we said we were going to deliver.
Exactly, exactly. All right, well, we'll continue to watch it, Andrew. Please come back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz. It was a pleasure.